Hey there, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. Now, if you follow any of my social media, if you've been seeing me online, anywhere within the last month to 5 years, one thing you've probably noticed about me is that I am not really shy about posting half-naked pictures or anything revealing, and I do get a lot of people who ask me about that and ask me, how the heck do I do it? How do I deal with people saying things to me? How do I feel confident enough to put myself out there? And even though I certainly don't have a quick recipe, or I don't even exactly know how to answer that question sometimes, I thought I would just sit down and talk about it, because I totally get that not everyone feels comfortable, and for a lot of outsiders it's really baffling, and there's a lot of people out there too who might look at me and judge me, and that's a really scary thing to do when putting yourself online. So a little bit of backstory. I've been blogging for about 5 years. By no means was I immediately somebody who was comfortable being half naked on the internet or posting bikini pictures or bra and panty pictures or anything remotely close. It was something I developed over time. Certainly it took a very, very long time, and I had a close circle of friends at that time who were really helpful in helping me feel not only happy with myself in clothing but without clothing. And from that it just sort of turned into a situation that made me feel comfortable putting myself out there, and I felt, for me, that it was actually pretty helpful and empowering to be able to put on my bra and panties or wear something tight. And this is actually something that I was kind of known for back in the day. If you've heard the term VBO, the term VBO actually comes from my friend Kyla, and she coined that after the outfits that I would wear. I would typically wear really, really tight skirts, and you could see my visible belly outline, and she said once, oh, we gotta call that something, we've got to make up a name for that. And she said, we'll call it VBO because of visible belly outline. So anyways, to sum that up. So I sort of had gained a reputation for myself for being someone who was always in really tight outfits, etc., etc. And then I started posting pictures in my bra and panties, etc., etc. And it was definitely huge. And it opened me up to a lot of things I didn't expect to happen. The unfortunate thing with trying to do something for myself, which was being open with my body, which has always been something that I think I've always wanted that for myself. I think I've always wanted to feel free to just post pictures in whatever state of dress I feel at that point. I didn't even think for a second that I would open myself up to people stealing my images and submitting them to places. My images got submitted to The Dirty, I think, a few times, which was, for me at the time, surprisingly not that hurtful, and still isn't that hurtful, because I just sort of kind of viewed it as someone being really either super jealous or pathetic that they have to try and do that. And I'm the kind of person, if I know someone's trying to do something to hurt me and that's their intention to hurt me or to try to bring me down, it immediately disconnects any sort of pain that they're trying to inflict on me, because I'm I can't feel shitty about myself right now because you are trying to make me feel shitty, and that's your objective, and I won't allow you to have that. Anyways, I'm rambling, I'm off topic. So for me, it was definitely empowering, and it still is empowering. And I oftentimes, when I post a picture of myself, bra and panties, whatever, I tend to attach a message to that that just makes me think about where I was and how far I've come. Because I remember, and this is gonna be trigger warning for anyone who used to cut or cuts or self-harms in any capacity, so please be warned. I had so much hate for specifically my belly growing up. It was just, to be entirely honest, the part of me that I wanted nothing to do with, and I remember wanting to just cut it off and get rid of it. And it was you know, to think about me being in that mindset compared to me now and just being like, yeah, I have a belly, that's there, it's nice, I actually really enjoy my belly, I think it's cute. It's hard to think that that was me once, and I think, you know, if there's anyone else out there who's struggling with this specific part of their body, or even like arms, thighs, whatever it is, you know, I would rather be the person that they come for than somebody who is taking baby steps to get to a point to love themselves. And I know that I'm someone who can handle that, and by no means will that stick with me and make me feel like I shouldn't exist as a fat person. So that's also been a motivating factor for me. And I think that for me now, I am able to just take whatever comes my way, and I'm able to still look at my body with the same love that I had, you know, 5 years ago, a month ago, whatever. And even if I'm having a bad day, it's sometimes nice to look at those pictures and remind myself like, hey, I did this at a time, you know, maybe when I needed this for myself, I needed to remind myself that like, I find myself physically attractive. I think my body's beautiful. I think my body deserves just as much spotlight as like a skinny person. And I think my body is just as deserving as that, of that love and desire. And it's a nice reminder for me too. And it's definitely helped me too. But I had a point to this video. It was, how do you do it? How do you put yourself out there? And I think the most important thing to remember with confidence, with being half naked, anything, you don't have to do it my way. Just because this is my way and this is my way to empower myself doesn't mean it's your way. So please, by all means, figure out what way works best for you, what empowers you, what makes you feel, you know, comfortable in your skin. And if that's reserving that for yourself, you know, having those personal, intimate moments for yourself where you discover your body on your own, that is just as powerful and just as important as me or anyone else putting themselves on the internet half naked or, you know, in a tight dress or anything. That is just as empowering as what I do and what other people have done. So if you're looking at me for a direction, or, you know, if you're looking at me or anyone else for, you know, guidance, I would say view us and view anyone else as individuals who have chosen our path and chosen what works for us. And great ways, I really think, to begin to love yourself naked is start slow. You know, start in a bra and panties, start in something that you find sexy and put that on yourself and wear it. And I think you have to first remember that the dialogue isn't going to be great at first. You might have a story you've been telling yourself. You might, you know, start talking negatively to yourself, but bear with yourself. Just take a deep breath, relax, remember that it's safe. You know, nobody is going to be there to judge you. It's just yourself. Start small. Name one thing that you like about yourself. And after you name one thing, name two things. And after you've named two things, name three things. And slowly but surely doing this every day will start to change the dialogue. And I think it's important to also mention that the dialogue will take a bit. It'll take some time to change from negative to positive. And even if you change to positive, it doesn't mean negative isn't going to exist anymore. And you have to just be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. If there's someone you feel safe with, you know, having a conversation with, addressing those negative thoughts, that would be great too. Start there, have that conversation. But I totally get that being naked as a fat person is really scary. But I truly and wholeheartedly believe in you. I believe that confidence is something we all can have. I don't think that one person's way is more right than somebody else's, and I think every person learns in a different way. I just encourage you to figure that out for yourself. I encourage you to break down, first of all, what it is that makes you feel uncomfortable in your skin. What are the thoughts that maybe you haven't even recognized before? I know for me it was, I don't want to be fat because nobody's going to find myself attractive. Nobody's going to find this attractive. And when I realized that's what I was thinking, what did I do next? Well, I went to prove that wrong. I went to go find the actual physical proof that that was wrong. And from there, it was like completely earth-shattering. My whole world had changed. I was like, holy crap, that's not true. So if that's not true, I guess that I can't really hate myself, or the reasons I've hated myself aren't true, so maybe there's more to this than I thought. Anyways, I'm getting very life skills coach here. As I've mentioned previously, I'm a life skills coach, and I would totally love to do videos where I'm like life skills coaching or helping you guys break down things, or, you know, figuring things out for yourself. Like, please do let me know if that's something that you would want, because I would totally do that. Like, I would love to do that. Anyways, this video has kind of turned into its own thing. It's about being naked, but it's about being confident, and it's just like a whole, it's a lot of things. But I hope it's been helpful anyway. And the number one thing you have to remember when going to seek confidence for yourself is that it's gonna take time, and you need to be patient. And another thing you should remember is that it's important to have a group of friends or a community, wherever you can find that, who's gonna be there for you, to support you, to hold your hand, to get you through those rough moments, because they're gonna be there, and they're gonna be uncomfortable, and it's gonna feel strange, and it's gonna feel like it's never gonna end, but it's gonna end. I promise you it's gonna end, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you will get through this. I wholeheartedly believe in you, okay? So, anyways, I hope you like this video. If, again, you wanna see more like life skills coaching stuff, please do let me know, and I would totally do that. And throw your ideas for things that you want to see, because like, I would love to do that. Anyways, I will see you next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget that you can find me here every Wednesday and every Sunday, and I will see you next time. Bye.